Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Day 3 after murdering somebody.
A Las Vegas father is stabbed 70 times before his body is cut up and burned in a grisly murder. The killers? His teenage daughter and her boyfriend.
Yeah, hi, I need a welfare check. I don't know if
on who are we doing a welfare check?
for my son. He's been missing for 2 days. His work's called, his family's called, I've called, his ex-wife's called, and there's nobody answering the phone, and there's nothing. Nobody can get a hold of him, and then his work called, and they can't get a hold of him, and it's really, he just doesn't act like this.
The mutilated remains of 45-year-old Daniel Halseth were found stuffed in a sleeping bag in the garage of his home on April 9, 2021. He had been stabbed 70 times. 42 of the wounds were in the back. Officers made the gruesome discovery after his elderly mother phoned police saying she had not heard from him. While searching Daniel's home, cops found a new chainsaw on the ground in the living room. In the kitchen, officers found a bloody circular saw with extra blades in packaging, as well as a handsaw and 2 folding knives. Cops noted that an extensive cleanup effort had been attempted throughout the home, but they also found receipts from a Home Depot and an ATM. At least 1 wound appeared to have been made by a saw. The gruesome murder did not stop there. Daniel was subsequently mutilated before being placed into a sleeping bag which was set on fire. He suffered burns to 40% of his body. His 16-year-old daughter, Samiah Halseth, and her boyfriend, 18-year-old Aaron Guerrero, were arrested in Utah 4 days later. The pair have both been indicted on charges of murder, conspiracy, arson, and robbery and are held behind bars. Prosecutors believe Sierra and Aaron committed the gruesome murder after Daniel forbade them from seeing each other. Shockingly, the couple allegedly recorded a warped video where they joked about committing murder 3 days after Daniel was killed.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Day 3 after murdering somebody.
Aaron can be heard saying in the recording, which was discovered after their arrest. The video shows Sierra and Aaron lying together in a tent outdoors as they nuzzle one another. It has yet to be revealed when exactly the video was shot or if it was posted to any public social media. Aaron's mother allegedly told cops her son and Sierra dated from June 2020 to December 2020, but their parents decided to keep them apart after they had previously planned on running away to Los Angeles. The teens were arrested on April 13th after a warrant was issued for 18-year-old Aaron. They were found in Salt Lake City when police stopped them to ask for proof of paid fare on a train. A subsequent investigation uncovered surveillance footage of Aaron at a Home Depot buying the saws and gloves that were found in the home. Surveillance footage from a grocery store shows Sierra buying 2 gallons of bleach and a gallon of orange juice. ATM surveillance video also shows her using her father's debit cards. Earlier this month, Chief Deputy District Attorney Christopher Hamner said his office is considering whether to seek the death penalty for Aaron. Sierra's age exempts her from the death penalty. On August 2, 2018, Seth Welch called his lawyer after finding his 10-month-old daughter dead in her crib. He then waited another 90 minutes before calling 911.
How long ago did you find this child?
It's about an hour and a half. I was waiting. I called my lawyer first thing to ask, what's the next thing I could do. And they said, wait till they're here to call, the police and get that going. Basically, it got to the point where I was waiting so long, I just kind of went ahead and did it anyway. And they're almost here. So I was waiting on legal counsel.
So you found the child an hour and a half ago?
Yeah.
And called your lawyer first, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other children in the home right now?
Yeah. Because I don't know if I'm supposed to call the police or not. I have no idea what to do.
Okay. We will send someone out. We're going to investigate. When was the last time you had contact with a child?
Last night, yesterday afternoon, about 3 p.m. She goes to bed, and that was that.
Okay, so you put her to bed yesterday at 3 p.m.
Yeah, and then this morning at like 10 something, we finally went in to check on her. He's like, okay, it's been way too long. So, she comes long all the time normally.
So you're saying it is normal for your children to sleep from around 3 p.m. till 10 a.m.?
Usually about 9:30, yeah. So.
They sleep from 3 p.m. to... I'm just typing in a couple things here.
Sure.
What time do they usually have dinner?
Oh, well, this is my infant. They're not all... They don't all kind of run off the schedule, but she basically eats and, she's up for a half hour after that, and then she goes down for bed.
Okay. And how old are the other children?
4 and 2.
There's 2 other children?
Yeah.
And they're at home right now, right?
Yep.
And you said when you found her, she was already believed to be deceased, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you consulted with a lawyer?
Yep.
Do you believe she was beyond help already?
Oh, yeah. She was dead at the door.
Seth Welch and his wife, Tatiana Fusari, have 2 other children, ages 2 and 4. When paramedics arrived at the Michigan home, Mary Welch weighed only 8 pounds. The little girl had starved to death. The mother told investigators that she breastfed the infant, who had also started eating some solid foods, before going to her second shift job at McDonald's, but neither parent fed the girl after that. They also didn't go into the 10-month-old's room until the next day. Seth posted about the baby's death on Facebook saying, "Heart is about shattered right now. Woke up to Mary dead in her bed this morning. This evening had our children removed and placed on no contact because Tati and I are the worst parents ever. Thankfully, they are with Grandma and Grandpa. Just numb right now. And I'm really enjoying the loving embrace of an isolation cell from the cops and government who keep assuring me they are only here to help." Dr. David Start, the forensic pathologist who performed the autopsy, said the infant died of malnutrition associated with dehydration due to neglect of adult caregivers. The father's attorney, Leslie Kranenberg, questioned the testing performed and suggested that the child suffered from a metabolic disorder that kept her from absorbing nutrients. This was soon ruled out by Dr. Start, who said he found no metabolic diseases or parasites. In addition to malnutrition, the parents did not trust medical care providers. The victim and her 2-year-old brother had never been to a doctor's office. The father told an investigator that the baby was skinny but healthy. Despite showing no sense of urgency during the 911 call, the child's father was visibly upset when it was played in court. Kent County Sheriff's crime scene investigator, Dawn Tenbrink, said she saw food in the house but limited baby food, and the house was dirty with mice feces in drawers and throughout. Flies buzzed all over. The little girl's mattress was filthy and had what appeared to be mold on it. The garden was littered with religious signs, some saying it felt cult-like being there. By the time Mary died, her muscles were so weak she couldn't crawl or lift her head. Child Protective Services has been in contact with the family dating back to 2014 after THC was found in the system of their eldest newborn child. The couple was initially charged with homicide felony murder in August 2018. The video of their reaction to the charge subsequently went viral, as did Seth's obsessive religious Facebook rants.
I'm not opposed to medicine or doctors. I'm opposed to bad medicine and doctors that are just, well, that aren't really doctors. They're just like, they're almost just, they're priesthoods of the medical cult. They're priests of the medical cult. You know, they have a certificate from some training camp somewhere that says, you know, they got this test score, but that doesn't mean that they know, like, about the human body and stuff like that.
In June 2020, Seth Welch was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. In 2021, Tatiana Fusari testified that her husband was abusive and would sexually and physically abuse her. She stated that she was not permitted to take her daughter to a doctor and blamed the abuse for not being able to provide care for Mary.
I was nursing her still, and I was feeding her. At this point, it was more of the formula for Meyer and more of the Meyer fruits and vegetables.
However, Tatiana claimed she didn't notice that the infant was unhealthy, nor did she know what caused her death. In November 2021, the mother was also sentenced to life without the possibility of parole for first-degree murder. She was additionally sentenced to 15 to 30 years on the charge of first-degree child abuse.
What's the address of the emergency?
Sit down! You got it. We need 911 right now, ma'am. He's knocked out. He's not waking up. We need 911 right now.
Okay. Stay on the line with me.
He's bleeding from his ear and his mouth.
Okay. Stay on the line.
In the head.
All right. Stay with
His heart's beating strong. His heart's beating. Is his heart okay? I mean, he's wait. There's two of them.
Stay with me.
I am. My name is.
Still here, okay? We're getting a dispatch. Is the child responding? Okay. Is anyone pinned? Okay. Is there any serious bleeding? Okay. Okay, listen to me. I'm sending paramedics to help you now, okay?
Okay. I'm sorry. Guys, I need everybody to stay calm, okay? They're trying to help me, but you got to stay calm.
In April 2017, Dundee Ridge Middle Academy students were getting off their school bus, as they always would at around 5 p.m. on a Thursday. Then, suddenly, a former Mississippi law enforcement officer with a history of arrests and alcohol abuse crashed into 5 children, all between 12 and 15 years old. Sadly, 13-year-old Jaheim Robertson died at Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital the next day. His 14-year-old sister, Jasmine, was also hit and was treated at the scene. 13-year-old Juan Mena also suffered life-threatening injuries and was airlifted to the same hospital but was released 4 days later. The other students were treated at the scene. After the driver, 48-year-old John Camfield, struck the children and fled the scene, he crashed into another car. The pregnant driver of the second collision was not seriously injured. Deputy J.J. Quintana, whose daughter was at the bus stop but was not injured, ran to the scene after hearing the crash while he was on the phone with her. By the time he found Camfield down the road, he had stumbled out of the car. Quintana arrested him. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd spoke about the crashes at a press conference.
John Camfield is a man who is an absolute, total drunk. He doesn't care about anyone but John Camfield. He didn't care about those children he ran over. He didn't care about that pregnant woman whose vehicle he ran into. The sheriff told us he was a very competent law enforcement officer when he was sober, but he was more interested in himself and his drinking and his alcohol than he was in his job, his employers, these children. This is a classic case. You're looking at the guy that needs to be in prison for the rest of his life, because if he's not in prison, the community around him is not safe.
More than 7 hours after the crash, the driver blew a 0.14% blood alcohol content, almost double the legal limit. Camfield, however, claims that he did not drink anything that day. He says he does not remember the accident at all. According to the sheriff's office, the former cop has a history of reckless driving arrests and driving under the influence, including more than 10 charges in Mississippi. John Camfield was arrested and charged with DUI manslaughter, 1 count of vehicular homicide, and 9 other charges related to the hit-and-run crash. His bond was set at $600,000. In 2018, he was sentenced to 35 years in Florida prison, followed by 4 years probation. Finally, his driver's license was permanently revoked. While researching that hit and run, I also came across this heartbreaking story of a teen enjoying a night of trick-or-treating when her life changed forever.
Pittsfield 911. Ma'am, I need your location, please.
I don't know where I am.
Can you give me a description?
Walmart, Walmart.
What Walmart are you on, ma'am? Okay, stay on the line. Pittsfield 911.
Yes, hi. I'm on Ellsworth Road by Silverleaf neighborhood.
Yes.
And I believe somebody hit someone here. I'm not 100%, but my wife seen the headlights on the car go up and a vehicle pulled over, and there's a lot of screaming over there. So
Think someone was hit?
it sounds to me like, yeah, it might have been a hit and run. The car was still going of a person. Yeah.
All right, Ellsworth and Silverleaf?
Well, just up from Silverleaf neighborhood, yeah, there's a vehicle pulled over off the side of the road, and there's a bunch of people standing out there right now.
Okay, we'll get someone on the way.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Pittsfield 911.
Hi, yes. Somebody's been hit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody on the way.
Okay.
Yes, please. Multiple calls.
We can't find it.
Okay, I'm getting everybody on the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Frantic 911 calls from people who saw the initial impact, including a call from the driver who struck Bishop, came through thick and fast. The incident happened in Pittsfield Township at Ellsworth Road and Silverleaf Drive. The second vehicle that hit 14-year-old Samiah Bishop dragged her to the area of Michigan Avenue and I-94, 2 miles away. The first driver who hit the teen stopped, but police continued to search for the second driver. 3 months after the horrific incident, Samiah was finally discharged, tearfully saying goodbye to the staff as she left the University of Michigan's C.S. Mott Children's Hospital, her home since October. Samiah says she doesn't remember much about those terrifying moments, and although she says the past few months have been challenging, she remains optimistic. The 14-year-old spent her final hours in the hospital receiving physical therapy, and her mother received instructions about Samiah's wheelchair. As she continues to recover, Samiah says she will be homeschooled, and she hopes her story will teach others a lesson about life. Samiah wants to remind others to be strong and never give up. A quick-thinking girl helped officers track her down, with her kidnapper sitting right there.
(911) where's your emergency?
Yes, the top of JC's. I'm scared.
911, where's your emergency? Go ahead, they're at the JC store. What JC store? JC Penney.
JC Plus.
You're at JC Plus?
In this car. And we're going past Applebee's. I don't know where we're going. I'm scared. We're going into Walmart.
Okay, ma'am, you're at the JC Plus?
No, we're going into Walmart now.
Going into Walmart. What's going on? You spoke to a county dispatcher. You have to start over and tell me what's going on.
This lady got in my car. I don't know who it is.
Ma'am, you are JC.
I don't know.
And what happened? You have to tell me the whole story, honey.
Okay, so my mom was at the store, Dollar Tree, and then stop! No!
Who are you screaming at?
The person driving the car.
Did they kidnap you, or did somebody get in the vehicle?
Yes, it's not my mother. I'm just scared.
Okay, so somebody just got in your vehicle and took off with you in it?
Yes.
What kind of vehicle are you in?
A Durango.
A Durango, and you're going towards Walmart?
No, she's driving.
It's a female?
Yes.
Okay. Did they pass?
What do you mean with the pass? You turning up the music.
Yeah, well, one's right.
Okay, did you pass Walmart?
Yes, we passed Walmart. Now we passed Starbucks.
Okay.
Are you talking to someone where they jumped into a vehicle?
What color is the Durango?
Black.
Seymour units. I have a female. How old are you?
I'm 12, almost 13.
Have a 12-year-old female on 911. She advises that she was waiting in the car at JC Plus. Someone jumped in the vehicle and is taken off.
I was waiting in the car at the Dollar Tree.
Okay. The vehicle has left. She doesn't know who the driver is at this time. She is still in the vehicle, headed eastbound. They've passed Chili's. Is she refusing to let you out?
Yes. Let me out.
She is refusing to let the person is refusing to let the 12-year-old out of the car. And you don't know who she is?
She's saying they shot everybody in her house. Can you please let me out?
Black Durango. Hey. Do you know who was driving?
No.
Okay. Tell me what she looks like. First, tell me your name.
My name is Haley Elizabeth Vivera.
Yeah, can you dispatch the original call?
Haley, spell your last name.
Viveros.
Okay. What does this person look like?
I don't know, but they have dirty blonde hair. It's short.
Okay, are you in the back seat?
Yes.
Okay.
No, please.
One female driver with dirty blonde hair.
She says we're going to the police station.
Okay. What are you passing?
I think we're on the highway.
Okay, but what are you passing? Tell me businesses that you're passing.
We're not passing anything.
Are you out in the country? I'm trying.
No.
Are you passing any buildings at all? Or are you out in the country?
No buildings.
Okay, trees? Cornfield?
Yes. No cornfield. Trees.
She says she is now just surrounded by trees. The driver said they're going to the police station, but she sees no buildings.
Did they turn anywhere once they passed Chili's?
Did they turn after you passed Chili's?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
She's not sure. Did you go past McDonald's at 31 and 50 or Waffle House or TA?
Liar.
I don't know.
Okay, in order for us to find you, honey, you have to pay attention and you have to tell me.
Okay, we're passing Reading Road.
Passing Reading Road?
Yeah, what is the sign said?
Black
now we're comforting.
3614, it's going to be a black Durango. She says that they are passing Reading Road at this time.
And now we're Seymour
Jonesville?
Yeah.
Was it a sign?
Yeah, East Fork White R, I don't know.
East.
I'm reading all the signs for passing on 31. I first start calling out landmarks.
Okay. Do you know if you turned left? When you look out, how many lanes are there?
That are going the way we're going.
Yes. Is there just one that's oncoming traffic?
4267.
And one.
31 close to 800 north. We're in a block.
There's one going the way we're going, and then another one going
42. We're clear.
backwards.
I think they're kind of on the phone line.
Okay.
I don't know how to
Just 4 or 5 headed your way.
Believe they are northbound on 31. She said there's only 2 lanes of traffic. Tell me what you see.
Now we're passing a sign saying Hampton Inn and Cracker Barrel.
Now passing a sign that says Hampton Inn and Cracker Barrel. So I believe they're southbound. On Sandy Creek. Okay, is Cracker Barrel on your right?
It's northbound 31. I'm seeing about
Haley? Haley.
It started around 9:30 p.m. on February 19th, 2019, in the shopping center's parking lot in Seymour when a woman reported that her vehicle was missing and her 12-year-old daughter, Haley Viveros, was inside. As officers were speaking with the woman, police received a 911 call from Haley. The brave girl stayed on the line with dispatchers and continued to provide landmarks which helped officers track down the vehicle. Officers from the Columbus Police Department and the Sheriff's Office located the car a short time later. Troopers from the Indiana State Police also assisted at the scene. A 28-year-old Seymour woman, Shauna Lucas, who reportedly took the vehicle, was arrested without incident. Deputies said the girl told the suspect she was in the back seat. However, the suspect reportedly told the girl she had to get away from someone who had just killed multiple people. Deputies said the suspect's claim was later determined to be false. Lucas faces charges of theft and criminal confinement. For more True 911 calls, watch this episode next.